Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic. You're here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you everything about the Xur for August 7, 2020, his random rolls, his weapon he's selling, my recommendations, and all that whatnot. You can find the Xur in his regular location on Nessus in the Watcher's Grave, so just head over to this teleport point right here, make your way on top of the giant golden barge. I can't tell you how many times people ask me to explain better where somebody is, but he's right here. Giant golden barge. This is a high overview of everything that he does have available, in case it's all you cared about. Oh no, not a public event. Yeah, go for it.
Another Vex construction project.
As for the weapon today, we have the Merciless. Used to be an absolute DPS hound when the game first came out. When we didn't have any special weapons, this was a heavy weapon, and thusly had to line up with the other heavy weapons. And honestly, as far as fusion rifles go, this is a very DPS built fusion rifles. Non-lethal hits with this weapon actually increase the charge rate, so you actually charge faster and faster to the point you're charging ridiculously fast. And we have impetus, which is basically just kill clear. Reload after getting a kill, and you get increased weapon damage for a short time. So you combine these two together and you have some pretty ridiculous DPS with a fusion rifle. That being said, it is still a fusion rifle and still falls short by a long ways by shotguns and of course other things. So I wouldn't say that it's worth an exotic slot, but it's definitely not something that's just not usable whatsoever. If you use this, you'll be surprised sometimes by how well it does. And let me just say, it does have a few ornaments. If you've gotten those over time, you can make it look very nice. For the Hunter Exotic, we have the Gemini Jester. Dodging disorients nearby enemies and temporarily removes their radar. In PvE, it puts a smoke bomb effect on all the nearby enemies, which is really good for survival. And in PvP, it puts a flashbang on their screen, which then fades after a second, and then of course removes their radar for the next like 4 seconds or so, which is actually a good effect to completely disorient and help you flank the enemy. The problem is when people don't have their radar and they can't see, they just put their butt in a corner and they pull out their shotgun and camp, which is not what you want the enemy to do. So it's still a good effect to put on enemies, it's just not something that encourages the right type of play. As far as the role goes, primary in discipline and then secondary in resilience is not really what you'd want. You obviously want a lot of mobility so you can dodge more often, and honestly, I want to see more strength because you can use your smoke bombs as well, and then of course, you know, disorient and shut down people in many different ways. And obviously, if it's PvP based, which I do think it is, recovery needs to be a lot higher. So a pretty piss poor role for an averaging exotic, which actually does have an ornament that makes you look a bit more samurai with this little, maybe this is a solar panel? What is this? Yeah, what the hell is this? Why is there like one armor piece here or like a solar panel? Did the other one have a solar? The other one doesn't have a solar panel. What? Okay. Its main perk, Peregrine Strike, gives all of your shoulder charge abilities bonus damage when activated in the air. And in PvP, you use this to one-shot any super in the game with your shoulder charge, which is a great trade. The issue is that it's completely useless until supers come out, because you can one-shot anybody in the game with a shoulder charge anyway, so you have to just equip it when you have supers out. In PvP, you can actually get some pretty high amounts of melee damage. You combine this thing with like Solar Plexus or Thunder Coil or anything that will increase your melee damage from the artifact mods. You can actually get some high damage. You cannot really do it with 1-2 punch or run out of 1-2 punch by the time your shoulder charge is charged up, which used to be the strategy where you would do your shoulder charge and shoot right before you do your shoulder charge, and it was a whole thing. You know, I actually just thought about a way to get around this. If you're up to speed with your shoulder charge, then you slide, you can shoot, and then still shoulder charge right after. You might be able to get 1-2 punch this way. But even then, there are a lot of other melee-based exotics I'd rather have. For example, Hallowfire Heart to just get my shoulder charge more often to weaken enemies, the Insurmountable Skullfort to heal and get my melee back immediately, and of course there's Wormgod Caress for increasing your melee damage. Just a lot of different options, and Synthoceps also as well. It's just not something that I particularly want to use over other items. As far as the role goes, primary in intellect, secondary in mobility and recovery. Firstly, I want to say this is an excellent role to get on literally any armor. This is a great role. However, you'd like to see a lot more strength for this particular exotic. So excellent role, but not a synergetic role for an averaging exotic, which does not have an ornament. That, ooh, dude, this shader, Jacarina, just looks so good. I think it's at Eververse right now. Buy it. It looks so nice on so many different things. And finally, for the Warlock Exotic, hold on one real quick, let me just put this on and this on. For the Warlock Exotic, we have Nezarec Sin. All void damage kills increase ability energy recharge rate, so you're increasing your grenade and melee recharge rate by a significant margin. I cannot remember if it includes the super. I don't think that it does, But either way, as you get kills with things like Recluse, Hammerhead, and of course your Void-based subclass, you can get some pretty good amounts of energy back. You can get your grenade pretty fast off of these kills. The issue is, once you get into the higher level gameplay, like the Nightfall Grandmasters or even Masters, depending on getting kills is not a good strategy. So things like Controverse Hole, where you just have to get hits with your grenade to get your grenade faster, is gonna be a bigger boon. Another option would be Dire Hamkara, allowing you to get more super energy back from your super kills. And of course, that is based on kills, but supers do way more damage, and that's okay. So I would say it's still a great exotic to have. It's definitely a lot of fun, but past the, Master Nightfalls, you're not going to find that much efficacy. As far as the role goes, a primary in Discipline, perfect for this. A secondary in Resilience completely ruins it for me. Still a good stat total, but I'd like to see a lot more strength, a lot more recovery, because Warlock, and of course, that's what this thing is based on. Outside of that, make sure you're picking up your 5 of Swords for high score Nightfalls, picking up your Invitation of the 9 for some powerful gear and lore, which I've actually finished, that's why it's not here. And of course, the Exotic Engram, which guarantees you an exotic that you do not have from any of the world drops, and it guarantees you a high stat roll. I saw legs and I thought it was an Orpheus rig. I need a new Orpheus rig. Look at this thing. It's a 48 base stat. It's ridiculous. We have Lucky Pants with, man, I don't think so. Oh, hold on. There's an exotic cipher I haven't used, and I have nothing else to use it on because I've done all the things for Raoul. Oh, damn. That's a damn shame. Not a bad roll, though. Just not a good one. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if any questions, concerns, if I missed something, just wanted to say hi, or you want to say the ocean is blue. Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be here defending Earth and its greatest enemies here with my grenades, my divinity, and of course, one of the greatest classes for Grandmaster Nightfalls. Stay around for the weekend video to see more on that. But yeah, that is an Dychronic, and I'll see you guys. Where'd it go? And I'll see you guys on the next one.